Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am going to make an amazingly delicious dish. And my girls and I are here in my parents' house. Look at this, K1, it's coming. It's here. I actually have a bunch of boxes right here already. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So, if you want to partner with me, I would love you to be my partner. If you don't know what that means, I can tell you. So put world in the comments if you want to know what it means to partner with me with K1, upgraded, innovated, amazing ketones. All right, so we're gonna make this amazing creamy chicken and broccoli with noodles. You can do it without noodles. My girls don't want the noodles, so you can do it without noodles. You can use konjac flour noodles, which is what I'm going to use. They're Miracle noodles. There's other brands, anything that's just water and konjac flour and citric acid. You could use zucchini noodles, spaghetti noodles, palm heart noodles, egg white noodles. Any of those would be great options, or lupin flour noodles. Tell me which ones you would use in the comments. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video, or no noodle. I have 1 tablespoon of butter melting in my pan, and I have 1.5-ish, between 1 and 2 pounds of chicken that I already cut up right here. Actually, I gotta get my spatula so I can actually mix it. My 2 spatulas as usual. Let me get another one over here. All right, so I have my 2 spatulas. I'm going to put my garlic in here. I'm gonna use today this minced garlic instead of garlic powder. So I'm going to use minced garlic, and I'm going to use a tablespoon of it, which is equivalent to 6 cloves of garlic, or you can use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Tell me which one you would use, minced, fresh, or powder. And I'm going to get this to start to kind of like saute the garlic in here. Even if you have pressed like cloves of garlic, you'll want to do this too. And then we're going to add our other ingredients. Now, I want to know from you, are you going to make this with the noodles or without? I'm not going to add these noodles to this until my portion because the girls don't want them. These are like the ones that are kind of like rice noodles, but they're not rice noodles. But that's the texture that they have. Palm heart noodles are great with this. Any of them. Zucchini noodles are great with this. Spaghetti squash noodles, egg white noodles. All of them are really great. Once you can smell the garlic and the butter, it's almost there. Then you're gonna wanna add the chicken. And then this is a really simple recipe. It's just in 1 pot. So I'm gonna add my chicken now. So like I said, I'm using chicken thighs today. You can use thighs or breasts. And I have probably closer to 2 pounds, I think, of chicken. And I'm gonna toss this real quick in this sink. I'll be right back. Don't go away. I'm right back. I'm back. All right, now we're gonna mix my my chicken with the garlic and the butter. And then we're gonna add up the broccoli. And then we're gonna add some other seasonings and a couple more ingredients. So I have fresh broccoli today, so I'm gonna use I'm gonna let the broccoli cook at the same time as the chicken because it'll take a little bit longer being fresh broccoli to cook. So I'm going to add to this the fresh broccoli. You want 24 ounces or 3 cups worth of broccoli florets, which actually maybe I should measure out instead of just dumping it. I was just gonna dump it, but maybe I should measure it out. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. You are going to want to try it. I promise you, it is one of our favorites. So this is about 2 cups. I'm gonna add 1 more cup of broccoli florets. Oops, that's like 2 more cups. All right, that's okay. It's probably a little bit closer to 2. I'm gonna break some of these are a little bit bigger than I expected. And then we are going to add some seasoning and a couple more ingredients. All right, now my hands are clean. Going to mix this And now I'm gonna add my other ingredients. First, I'm gonna add my heavy whipping cream. I think you can't see as well. Let me change this. There we go. I have a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. And then I'm going to add to this a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. The best option is going to be if you grate it yourself. Then the better option is if you buy it shredded. And then the okay option, the good option is grated like this. And once I mix this, then I'm going to add all my seasoning, and then I have one more ingredient to add. So this is almost like an Alfredo. It's like almost like a homemade Alfredo. A little bit different, but similar. And I have had lots of people try this dish who don't eat this way, and they loved it. So much so that they asked for the recipe. So you definitely want to try this. All right, now to this we're going to add our seasoning. So I'm going to add, oh, I gotta get it. I'm not prepared today. I gotta get my half a teaspoon in my teaspoon. And then I'm going to add these seasonings. So we're first gonna add a half a teaspoon of basil. Half a teaspoon of basil. And then we're going to add a half a teaspoon of oregano. And then we're going to add a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. And then one that I don't have, I thought we had more of it here at my mom's house, but we don't. We need to get some more. But a teaspoon of paprika. A teaspoon of paprika. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of pink salt. 2 teaspoons, that's not it, that's a half. 2 teaspoons of pink salt. There's 1. And 2. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. And tell me which type of noodle substitutes. We talked about that earlier this week. All the different noodle substitutes that you could have that are lower carb. And which one would you add to this? Oh, Nellie, hello. All right, so I'm adding to mine. The girls are actually not going to eat any noodle substitute with it. They decided they don't want the one we have, which is, I'll show you in a second. I'm just going to mix this around. And now I've got this. Notice my K1 shirt. I just saw Onelli, who's one of our partners, and with K1, which is so exciting. It's so exciting. Oh my gosh, so exciting. And she's a partner with us. I just saw her, and we are looking for more partners. Spaghetti squash, awesome, Onelli. This one, what you need to do if you're doing this one is it doesn't need to cook for any certain amount of time. It just needs to be heated, but it does need to be rinsed. So it's actually in a little packet here. So you're gonna rinse, if you can undo this packet and then just run water through it. So I'm gonna add that at the end. And that's my favorite. I do like the palm heart noodles though, or zucchini, I like them all actually. But this one is my favorite when I want something that's more like a rice noodle, and that's what we have tonight, or that's what we have available here at my mom's house. All right, now I have one more ingredient to add. You can tell that there's, I don't think you can tell actually, let me show you. There's a bunch of extra sauce, which is okay. It's gonna, a lot of it's gonna simmer down, and you can use like 1 to 2 pounds of meat. I would say closer to 2. And then the last ingredient is over here. It is cream cheese. So cream cheese. And we have 4 ounces of cream cheese. So we're going to cut this into like blocks or square, little tiny chunks. And I'm gonna try to get them off of here. And I wanna put them like everywhere, every little space so that they can start to melt. And then we're gonna just mix it periodically, and you're gonna let everything cook so that the broccoli is soft, so that your chicken is cooked, and then all this cheese is melted, and it makes the sauce even more like creamy and thick. It's so, so good. So this will be our dinner. You can pair this with any of my tortillas, any of my breads, any of my crackers, but you don't need to. You'll also be satiated just by having it alone, but you can for sure do that. All right, I almost have it all out. And then it's just a matter of letting it melt and then mixing it. So I usually let it sit there for a minute so I don't get frustrated with it not melting. I am not a patient cook, so I do things to mitigate my impatience. And one of those is to not touch it yet. All right, that's it. Such a good recipe. You gotta try it. My girls love it. Everyone that I have had try, I've taken it to potlucks, and people who don't eat this way have eaten it and they love it. And it's one that the whole family will like, even if they don't eat high protein, low carb. It's so, so good. So have a wonderful night. I'll show you later what it looks like. From my house, well, my parents' house, to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.